This is my refrigerated drawer for fruits and vegetables. It has some cracks on it and a new one will cost me about $100. In this video, I will show you how I fixed my drawer. It's very important to save the pieces of the drawer that you find. Look inside the drawer in the fridge and under the drawer for missing pieces. The first thing I used is this clear epoxy to glue loose pieces and some of the cracks. It's a half and half solution. I mixed it on a piece of cardboard and used a popsicle stick to apply it. You can see I applied it here. Just open the cracks if you can and insert the glue. For the loose pieces, I use general purpose masking tape to hold the pieces while the glue hardens. This glue hardens in 20 minutes, but it takes 24 hours to fully cure. After I got everything glued, I used this hot staple gun to bridge pieces together where there are cracks. The staple can be tedious. Once it sinks in, I stop, hold it still, and count to 15 before I pull out the gun. Apply even pressure and try to embed the staple in the plastic without going completely through it on the other side. When you are applying the staple, try to get the staple to cover more surface area of the crack like this if you can. Now I cut off the metal pieces sticking out with some diagonal cutters. Afterwards, I use this stone bit on my Dremel rotary tool to file down the metal pieces sticking out. The finish is a rough surface because of the melted plastic. It's up to you if you want to stop here. I'm going to take it a step further. I got my soldering iron out to smooth out the plastic. Dab it until the plastic is smooth. Then I grab my file to give me a smooth finish. Here's a look at the multiple staples that I used. If you only have cracks and don't have missing pieces, you're pretty much done at this point. But I was missing a piece here and that didn't sit well with me. So I used some aluminum tape to create a form so I can fill in that gap with something. I thought about using baking soda and super glue, but I have these ABS plastic filler rods, so I used ABS instead. I laid the plastic rod down and little by little melted the plastic to fill this gap. I put in about 3 layers of ABS. Once the melted plastic cooled down, I removed the tape and here is what I was left with. I used my soldering iron and more plastic rod to fill up the gap and shape it. Then I grabbed my file to smoothen it down even more. Here's a look from the underside. The ABS plastic part is strong, but the weakest part here is the joint, the area where the ABS plastic meets the clear plastic. So I added 2 hot staples to make the joint stronger. Here is the finished product the next day. The drawer is working well so far. Aside from it being made from brittle plastic, let me show you why it cracked. If you look at the rails where the drawer sits, there are these plastic stops and grooves. The drawer has a wedge on each side and it locks onto the stops, and this is what keeps the drawer from falling out completely when you pull it out. That's why you can't just fill this groove to strengthen the drawer. When you pull the drawer out to see everything in the drawer and you let the drawer hang, you're putting stress here, which is the exact location on both sides where it was cracking and breaking. Either hold the drawer with one hand when you pull it out completely, or if you let it hang, keep items in the back of the drawer instead of the front. If you want something stronger than these hot staples, you can use woven wire mesh and melt it into the cracks. But you'll need a flat iron bit like this for your solder iron, and it's going to look a little bit ugly. I'll include links to all the tools in the video description. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and I'll see you guys in the next video.